Welcome back to Adventure Bound Outdoors. Now for many, elk hunting is considered a dream hunt. When it comes to elk hunting, many people think of New Mexico as the place to go. And there's no better hunting resort than the lodge at Chama. Their property encompasses nearly 40,000 acres, and it's full of lots of big elk. Combine that with a 27,000 square foot lodge with accommodations like a 5-star hotel. It truly makes the hunt of a lifetime. This was certainly true for Wayne Van Bibber of West Virginia.
You know, I've been elk hunting a couple times, but I've never been able to make it all come together and get on a really good bull. I'd been in elk woods enough to know that it's really exciting and a lot of fun. And I had heard a lot about the lodge at Chama, so I was really, excited to get there. The first afternoon, right off the bat, we hiked up to a big lookout point and saw a really awesome bull. On day one, I knew right then it was going to be a great week. On the way in that morning, as we were working our way up to a higher point to glass, right off the bat, first thing, we came into an encounter with a really big bull. He was across the drainage, and he was also working up the mountain on his side. The only problem was it was really low light. It was hard to see him clearly through the scope, and he wasn't hanging around long enough for it to get daylight, so we ended up not getting a shot opportunity. On the third evening, we sat up on a small hillside overlooking a clearing. My guide Alan had said that there were some good bulls that had been coming out in that clearing in the evenings. Well, we had been glassing for about an hour when some cows finally started working their way out into the clearing we were watching. And then finally, a really nice bull came out. Now, I don't have a lot of experience judging bulls, but to me, he was a really nice bull. They started working their way towards our position, and as they were crossing the meadow, he let out just a humongous bugle. And that got my heart pounding. Like I said, I don't have much experience in judging bulls, but I was trying to evaluate whether or not this is a bull we wanted to try to take. And he really never got into a position for a good shot, and he ended up getting away. Alan was a really good sport about it, and he said we would have other opportunities, so we decided to move on. Well, the next morning we decided to try to get on one early, so before daylight we hiked up to a vantage point in some scrub oak. Somehow Alan had worked us right into the middle of 4 different herds of elk. There were herd bulls screaming back and forth at each other. The only problem was we were in scrub oak and we couldn't really see. There were elk probably within 50 yards of us, and we weren't able to see exactly what kind of elk they were, and we had a hard time deciding which bull to try to work towards.
Wayne, we've got a bunch of bulls working here below us by Bookout Lake. The wind's favorable to work up towards Sugarloaf Mountain. They're bugling like crazy. We've got 3 bulls here, 2 bulls there. We're gonna go take a look at these first. All right. All right.
So we finally spotted a really good bull, and we decided that we wanted to try to get a better shot. He was working his way through the scrub oak, and we tried to circle around. The wind was in our favor, so we wanted to circle around and try to get a better shot at him. When we came around the knoll, we found ourselves within 125 yards of the bull. He was facing away and not in a good angle for the shot, and it seemed like forever for that bull to turn. But Alan had done his job. He had got me within range of the bull, and now all the pressure was on me to make this shot. Man, this is one huge bull. Look at the mass on those antlers.
Look at the way that main beam sweeps back.
That's his best feature right there, that sweeping long main beam.
Yeah, he's beautiful.
It's just an awesome elk. One of the things we talk about on the show is adventures in God's country, and this has got to be some of the most beautiful country that God created.
No doubt, a really special place.
I'm telling you, I've hunted deer, bear, turkey. Nothing compares to hunting these big bulls at Chama. It was the trip of a lifetime.